shut up, because True Review just showed up with another top 10 list. Now, friendly and enemy AI in video games can either make or break the experience. Good AI can help to enrich the experience and add immersion, whilst bad AI serves to shatter said immersion and leave us either laughing, raging, or just plain bored. And no one is safe from it, whether they be great or terrible games. So with that in mind, here are my picks for the top 10 games that have the worst AI. Usual rules apply here, and I want to state it again, that this list will include both good and bad games. So just because it's on here doesn't mean this is a bad game. Can I get 10,000 fists in the air? Kingdom Hearts! For the most part, Kingdom Hearts AI is pretty standard if I'm honest. Not good, not bad, just fine. Bonus points if you got the reference there, leave it in the comments. Except for Donald, god damn it! Now, Donald Duck plays like a mage or a healer in this game, so his health is going to be lower than everyone else's, but he makes up for it in magic. So, as our party's resident mage, surely you'd expect him to keep an eye on how much... No, okay, so he's used it all up in the first few seconds. Jesus Christ, Donald! This fight just started and you've already gone through all of your magic points like Kirby on cake. Which means that for the first few seconds of any fight, Donald is gonna kick some serious arse, right before running out of steam and being practically useless for the rest of it. And as for the healing, well, I don't think Donald has figured that out either. He'll either not heal you as you're about to die, or he'll heal you if the fight ends with you only taking a small scratch. Here's some amazing advice for you. Never give Donald any items. Oh, you're welcome. Call of Duty 2. I'd imagine that many of you who play games have come up with your own terms and sayings from your own experiences over the years as well. Well, I've got one. It's called Call of Grenades, where you get into combat and the only thing the enemies seem to want to do is to throw so many grenades at you, and not much else, to the point where it seems to suggest that each enemy soldier carries around 200 grenades per person. And Call of Duty 2 was the first one I encountered this in. Fucking any situation you want, you can bet your ass that the moment you've taken cover somewhere is the second the grenade indicator appears on the screen, followed by 3 more. Move to a different cover, count 2 seconds, more grenades. Rinse, and repeat. I get the point is to flush you out, but I'm pretty sure that grenades weren't more popular than swing and war bonds back in the 1940s. Apparently the Nazis had never heard of this thing called flanking, or at least I think that's how you pronounce it, during the Second World War, but there you go, I suppose. Halo! No, I'm not talking about the enemy AI. They were pretty good, especially when you throw a plasma grenade at an elite and they try to dive for cover, even though it's stuck to their chest, lols. But it's the Marines that I take issue with. If they weren't any help when fighting the Covenant, then what do you think they'd be like when driving? Do you really think it's a good idea to have the likes of them getting behind the wheel? No, they just throw that shit around like they've never driven a Warthog before, will often crash into the scenery, or in some cases, they'll stop the vehicle right next to an enemy so that it can turn its own gun on you and no one else, and then the inevitable fun stuff happens. None of which includes losing your life, oh no. No wonder Spartans are considered to be advanced warriors, because the rest of humanity is so fucking stupid. They must have interviewed John for the job of Master Chief and asked him, what do cows drink? Water. Congratulations, you've got the job. Everyone else said milk. Creatures 3! Now, don't get me wrong, this game is smarter than its own good, and is surprisingly scientific and deep too. In fact, you can learn a lot about medicine and biology from this game. But I suppose if you're going to make a game where it wants you to get involved with the medicines and how to properly care for an advanced organism, then I guess you've got to make said advanced organism as fucking retarded as possible. I don't get how Retans are able to survive for as long as they do without the same amount of food and care as Norns, but they seem to do just fine on their own and spend most of their time nicking your machinery and toys. Yet the Norns seem to have a death wish. The moment you take your eyes off of them, they're all huddling together to discuss their secret suicide pact. The amount of times I've taken a Norm to the infirmary to get it checked up, only to come back and find that one of them is drowned in a pool that's only 1 foot deep is astounding. They must have known it was a bad idea when they got in the pool because they can't fucking breathe underwater, but they kept on going to the back of the pool anyway. I once found a drowned Norn right at the entrance of the pool, which means that in order to kill itself, it must have sat down so that its head was submerged. Which means that it was either actively trying to kill itself, or it thought it was Guybrush Threepwood. I've had Norns eject themselves out of the airlock, I've had a few Norns murder some of the others, and the amount of times I've found them wandering around the jungle terrain, which is full of death and disease as it is astronomical. But I just don't know why they want to die so badly. You guys have loads of toys and an elevator to play with. You guys even make love in an elevator while everyone else is watching! Why do you hate your life so much?
Take me down, 6 underground.
The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. Oh, it breaks my heart to put this game on here, and I do love it to bits. I've never spent more time in any other game than I have done in Oblivion. But oh my god, Bethesda, the AI is terrible. In a world where criminal scum is everywhere. In a world where accidentally picking up someone else's fork carries the death penalty. One institution stands ready to answer the call. Yep, the guards are easily the worst. And they come out of the fucking woodwork. It's like every NPC in this game is connected to some sort of hive mind. You break into someone's house at night, go into their bedroom, and pickpocket their gold. But the moment they've noticed you and shout for help is the moment a guard suddenly walks into the room as well and tries to arrest you. Now, I don't know if this is a good thing, or if it's just awkward. If I was being burgled and a police officer magically appeared in my house at that moment as well, I'd either be really impressed at his response time, or I'd be freaking out because there's too many strange people in my house. The other NPC's okay though, because they just go right back to bed immediately afterwards. And of course, there are NPCs that get into pointless and unrealistic conversations, say goodbye, and then immediately start up another conversation again. For all of the things that Oblivion does right, the AI is not one of them.
Mambo number 5.
Sid Meier's Civilization 6. I really do like this game, I'm being completely honest here. But for fuck's sake, the AI is just so shit that it's starting to get funny. You meet another major nation. They want us to share info on our capitals. They send a trade delegation to you. They praise you on your culture and relations improve between you. Then they declare war on you. Yep, just like that. They declare a formal war, which means they don't have a reason to go to war with you, they just want to. But some of the reasons I've had war declared on me in the past is just a joke. I talked about Egypt before, how Cleopatra will declare war on you if your army is too small. Harold Hardrada will declare war on you if your navy is too small. China will declare war if you're building wonders. France will declare war if you're not spying on her. Everyone will declare war on you if you go to war with someone, except for Gilgamesh because he likes it. And Gandhi will go to war with you if you're not nuking the fuck out of everyone. But even if someone declares war on you for no good reason, everyone else will label you a warmongerer. And because they think you're a warmongerer, they'll declare war on you too. You can't win with these guys. And expect to be denounced at every turn, followed shortly by those same nations approaching you for trade deals. Your nation is a blight upon the world and we want nothing to do with you. Can I get some iron off of you for close to no money and open borders? Please? Resident Evil 5. Remember what I said about Donald Duck earlier? Well, that, but worse. It's not so bad in Kingdom Hearts, because there are steps you can take to minimise just how much Donald will fuck things up. And you've got Goofy there as well. But that's not the same case in Resident Evil 5. Here, you've only got Sheva as your backup, and she comes across as someone who really wants to help out, but somehow manages to make things even worse. In fact, she's so useless that you'd rather have no one there. She's a hindrance first and nothing else second. The slightest scratch she takes, she'll be whipping out a first aid can to patch that up, all the while you're taking tons of damage. She only fights with the shittest weapon she has, so if you've given her a shotgun and a pistol, and the next boss fight is coming up, it's the pistol she's going to use. And don't think about placing traps down or anything like that, because she'll watch you put them down and then think, oh, there's a trap here, we could use that. And then picks it up and hands it to you like she's just seen this and thought it could be of use to you. Yes, Sheva, I was using it. Now do you mind putting that back where you found it? Thank you. Aliens Colonial Marines! Ugh, I hate this game. Not only was it missold to us, not only did the developers lie to us, not only was it not good, but the AI, both friendly and hostile, were just appalling. Aliens would just go for you as fast as they could, sometimes zooming past you because they're so eager. Facehuggers would debate whether to attack you or not, making them easy to kill, whilst O'Neill... fucking O'Neill was an oxygen thief. If you were to crack open his brain and look inside, all you'd find would be a smaller O'Neill sitting there by two levers going, do I pull this one, or do I pull this one? Is it this one, or this one? Okay, it's this one. No, hang on, this one. Or is it? He's the most broken AI in the game by miles, often trying to clip through doors, ignoring enemies as they ignore him, holding his finger down on the smart gun trigger, which if you were to do that you'd run out of ammo in about 5 seconds, and just being a general plank. O'Neill can fuck off like the rest of this game. Next! Ride to Hell Retribution! But no matter how hard I try, I can't hate this game. It's so bad that it's great. It's the video game equivalent of Tommy Wiseau's The Room. A game that takes itself way too seriously, despite looking and playing like utter trash to the point where you've just gotta love it. But Jesus Christ, man, the enemy AI is just so bad as the rest of it, which I shouldn't be surprised about, to be fair. The concept of taking cover doesn't exist in their books. They will happily stand there out in the open right in front of you as they continuously unload their weapons at you before reloading, whilst still out in the open. Though they do occasionally try to skirt about the place until they found their new favourite spots, like a cat trying to find the most comfortable part of your lap, and about as fucking subtle as a cat digging its claws into your lap as well. Other times, they'll just run right up to your point of cover and stand on the other side, shooting at you, even though they can see you're behind cover. I mean, it just defies all logic, along with the rest of the game, admittedly.
Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust.
Daikatana! Well, I'm still waiting for John Romero to make me his bitch. I was promised to be someone's bitch back when it first came out, and he even let me down on that too. Meanwhile, this game was a total letdown on all fronts. Which is an absolute shame, because if you were to describe the premise of Daikatana to me back before this came out, I'd probably think that it was going to be so cool that it'd be worth playing. Cheesy and over the top, but cool all the same. I mean, Duke Nukem 3D and Shadow Warrior Classic were over the top, but cool as well. So a time-travelling FPS with RPG elements and shit sounds right up my alley. And then the rest of the game happened. But to make matters worse, both Makiko Ebihara and Superfly Johnson were supposed to have our backs on this, but instead they decided to get the door and stand in the way while the door slammed shut on them, killing them in the process. And in this game, if either of them die, then it's game over, reload last checkpoint, start again. If this game wasn't bad enough, then the entire experience was dragged down even further still, till it became less about an FPS game, and more of a job where you have to babysit two incredibly fucking stupid children who have never even heard of the concept of health and safety. And they'd tell you off if you tried to help them out by nudging them in the right direction, with the line, "Watch it, hero," still ringing in my ears even to this day. The point of having friendly AI is to assist the player without getting in the way. Not only does the friendly AI in Daikatana not assist the player, but they actively attempt to destroy the experience by making everything about them as you constantly remain on watch, making sure that they don't find the most retarded ways of killing themselves. I mentioned Creatures 3 earlier on, but while it's not the end of the world if someone dies in that game, It's a game over here if one of your friendly partners dies, and for that reason alone, Daikatana makes it in at number 1 on this list. And that's us for another video, but if you're still waiting on John Romero to make you his bitch, then like this video and subscribe to my channel. Or if you're already a bitch, then why not follow me on Twitter and Patreon, and you can find the links to those in the description below. But until next time, see ya!